safe and sound. You better know why. Baby, that's all I got. When we come down to yeah, we'll be dreaming safe and sound. You better know why. Baby, that's all I got. Baby, that's all I got. Is this the kind of sound that you wanna hear? Is this the kind of vibe that you wanna feel? 'Cause I'm the type of guy that you'll never fear. You could take a thing that come near. Maybe I'm caught up in the thing that you know I like. See, we can make time, baby, overnight. Or we could make a grand escape, and we can roll high on our break. I'm all about the look that you're giving me. I'm all about the dance moves you're letting free. Well, I'm all about a sweet sound and loving spree. So listen from my melody. Yeah, maybe I'm caught up in the thing that you know I like. See, we can make time, baby, overnight. Or we could make a grand escape, and we can roll high by the way, yeah. And when we come down to yeah, we'll be dreaming safe and sound. You better know why. Baby, that's all I got. When we come down to yeah, we'll be dreaming safe and sound. You better know why. Baby, that's all I got. Baby, that's all I got. Yeah, this is the kind of sound that I wanna hear. Yeah, this is the kind of vibe that I wanna feel. And you're the type of girl, baby, you're the real. Check it one time, what's the deal? Maybe I'm caught up in the thing that you know I like. Yeah, we can make time, baby, overnight. Or we could make a grand escape, and we can roll high by the way, yeah. And when we come down to yeah, we'll be dreaming safe and sound. You better know why. Baby, that's all I got. When we come down to yeah, we'll be dreaming safe and sound. You better know why. Baby, that's all I got. Baby, that's all I got. Baby, that's all I got. We're feeling alright, yeah. We're feeling good, we're feeling alright, yeah. Oh, it's about that time for us to look around and meet somebody new. Well, let's all welcome in familiar faces, perhaps somebody who has a conflict in their life. Alright, tell them you're sorry, but there's ways to change the wrong to right. See, we can sit in a distant haze and watch rain clouds pour thoughts of greatness to help our troubles sail real far away. Oh yeah. Well, it's a struggle every day. We're stressing.
You ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Show me the money.
Oh, you didn't know?
Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
You put my shoes on, you wouldn't last a mile. Summertime, wintertime,
I'm the champ, I'm the genie of the lamp.
This is the gift I was given, so I just live by my hustle.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
VIP me put it in my pocket, it don't make sense, but don't make a profit. So I hustle, ladies and homies. Make money, 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 money.
Call out here for a pill. Really tryna get this money for the real.
I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
It ain't over for me. No, it ain't over for me.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Okay, let's go smoke that joint.
Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down!
Yeah. I can't lie, like when that song really made it for me. Like, because if you think of, I mean, I didn't like DX like that. I wouldn't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I think it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my favorite though, you know what I mean? I thought they were kind of corny. That song went so crazy, bro.
Man, and see, I guess I wasn't watching wrestling a lot until like 1998. So it was.
So they the shit to you for sure.
Yeah,
whole era.
It wasn't even Shawn Michaels. It was like the second version of DX that I was fucking with the most.
Okay, when Shawn Michaels was gone. So we're talking about the Triple H China version run, right?
Well, I mean, it was always Triple H China and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but I mean, like when it was like he was the game. Now he's wearing the trunks. You know what I mean?
X-Pac coming back.
Yeah,
that was really what it was. Like after.
That's right. I forgot he came back, bro.
After WrestleMania, so pretty much the exact time that Shawn Michaels is gonna be gone on his hiatus because fucking his back was all fucked up and shit.
That was after the Tyson, right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Because Shawn Michaels didn't show up. Like he didn't show up at the day after WrestleMania. Like he was just completely gone, and he didn't show back up until they made him the commissioner. Remember when Austin was like going through his run and then feuding with McMahon, and then Shawn Michaels comes in to be the dope ass commissioner to be against Vince McMahon, all that shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good storylines then, but the DX storylines before, they were probably better before, like in version 1, just the storylines. But I don't know, they were just badasses, and they were just a part of like all the Raws.
Listen, DX was the shit. I just thought like there's certain things that they did like I don't know, like as a kid I just thought it was weird, like why does he always want to like show off that he's wearing a thong? You know what I mean? Like we know you're wearing a thong, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
For sure, too much ass, too much ass being shown off.
The literal ass man. You know what's funny though? He had a tanned ass. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? They get tans. You know what I mean? But he in there face down. He's like, I need to get my cheeks too. You know what I mean?
Oh man, let's see if I can find it. Hold on.
That song was shit, bro. What's that dude's name? I forget the lead singer's name, but he's like totally a Rage Against the Machine ripoff.
Yeah.
Like
I'm a nice man. Yeah, I'm a nice man.
I love to kick 'em. I love to shove 'em. I love to stick 'em. Love to float 'em. I love to watch 'em.
I never listened to the lyrics before. Hey, he's
I'm
gassing
gonna
on it.
kick 'em. 'Cause I'm a nice man. Yeah, I'm a
He loves to
nice
kick
man.
him. He loves to stick
How
him.
do you take yourself seriously walking down the ramp to that song? Like maybe you just tune it out in your head.
So, you know what's crazy is he's a big fucker too, man.
Oh yeah, what is he? He's like 6'6", fucking 250, 260, like some shit like that.
Yeah, like literally a bull rider. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that was like it was wrestling or bull riding for him.
That's why he said he's so strong, right? Got to wrestle
Yeah.
all them bulls and horses and shit on the farm.
Yeah, bro. Fucking like the fool's wrist is like fucking ridiculous, bro. Like you ever seen John Cena? Like his hands, bro.
I only
Like, it's
saw
like-
it one time in person, but he didn't shake my hand.
It's like he probably breaks all kind of doorknobs at the house and shit. You know, he just doesn't even know his own strength. Hold on, let me tell my daughter about policy.
Yaku Mania said, much love, appreciate all of you. Hell yeah, you the man, bro. This show is one of the things I truly look forward to, getting lit with the homies. Let's smoke it up. Stranger, what up? He says, early morning here, already puffed some lime bars and looking at some Sunny D next. Nice. I'm smoking the Super Silver Haze. I pulled that out. I like a nice sativa in the morning. And then I got some Do-si-do cookies. We're about to smoke it up. Yeah, see, Yaku, he's a lot more old school with the wrestling than me. He said I grew up watching the Von Erichs. I'm old. And it was, for me, it was nobody put me on to wrestling until 97. That's really what it was. What up, Crispy?
Man, Bret the Hitman Hart, he did it for me, bro. I don't know, he was just so dope to me.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I mean, dusted your shoes.
What the fuck? Marty said NFL's investigating more gambling. Fuck, man. We don't need any more dumbasses getting suspended for fucking gambling. Luckily, they can't bet on the NFL in the offseason, right? Well, actually, I guess you can. Future bets and shit like that. Because a couple of those guys did get suspended indefinitely. It was only Jameson and one other dude that didn't get suspended indefinitely.
I don't know. It's funny to me because, as they're like, legalizing gambling in more and more states, and then the states that do have it, you go to the stadiums in those states, they got like straight up like FanDuel like area, like you know what I mean, straight up fucking DraftKings little fucking areas where like you know what I mean, you could bet at the games, but like simultaneously now I'm sure when these players sign their contracts, it says you can't do any of that shit. You know what I mean?
Man, like, why can't they just be like fucking degenerate gamblers like Michael Jordan, who could throw the fucking quarter closest to the wall, about to win 10 racks?
Who can hold your breath the longest? Go!
Remember when Joey and Jesse in Full House, they had to like Jesse can't eat anything. How many times you can spin in a chair in a minute faster? Go!
Oh shit, that's funny.
That shit was hilarious. But man, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I understand wanting to be degenerate gamblers. I mean, shit, we're all degenerates, you know?
Are you ready?
Like, we are. But fuck, man, like, a lot of it is like them making these fucking bets, like, on site, like at the fucking the what's it called? At their fucking just at the team fucking places. Like, what the hell? Like,
okay, look, every like, okay. The Kentucky Derby. Everybody and their mama goes to that.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody and their mama, they
and
bet on the horse.
NFL players could go to that and bet legally.
And they bet on the horses. Aaron Rodgers does it every year.
Yeah.
Like, he been going to the Derby like forever. Him and AJ Hawk, that it's a thing. They do every year, and then they all
go to Atlantic City if they wanted, or go to Vegas and take little trips to get your gambling itch out, and that doesn't. And if you're not betting on sports, you're not going to get in trouble. Like, I don't get it.
You know, the irony of it all is when they step on the field, they're gambling their lives.
Damn right.
They're okay with that, though, right?
Yeah.
Don't put the quarter in
How
that
dare
slot
you?
machine now.
How dare
Pull
you?
that slot machine, goddammit.
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess that's what's tough, and I guess we probably have Pete Rose, to blame for stuff like this. But why?
And the mob.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like the mob, they get their hands on anybody. Like, look here, you're gonna troll the game in the fourth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because really, just what I was thinking is like, man, like, why can't they bet on other games besides their own? But when you know people who like play in the games, that's when shit can start getting funny, right?
Yeah, I mean, low key, bro. Pickleball is that next shit for all the degenerate gamblers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Professional pickleball.
Yeah.
Yeah, big.
It's funny because I only know about pickleball because of the Entourage podcast. Because the guy who's like the creator of Entourage, he was telling everyone that they need to start playing pickleball, and he was playing with like ex-pro tennis players and shit. Like that's like the next thing for even them. And he's like, watch, this shit's about to be huge. And he invested, and he's like co-owner of like one of these professional pickleball teams.
I think Aaron Rodgers is too.
Oh shit. It's gonna be the new wave. Like they're about to put that shit in the Olympics. Like I don't know what's so cool about it, But
okay, look.
On it.
It was late night. I was flipping through the channels, and then I stumbled upon what is it called? A pickleball tournament. It was the finals.
Okay.
Whatever tournament this was, and it was women's, right? And Brett had some booties on them. I was like, damn, this. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm watching this now. You know what I mean?
Eric, salute.
You feel me? Like they was fit too. I mean, it's what pickleball is. It's a different beast.
Yeah, you're right, stranger. Blame the Black Sox, not Pete Rose. Yeah, that because they were the ones who actually threw that shit. I mean, there was no findings that Pete Rose ever did anything based on his gambling. He was just a degenerate gambler.
He took that power driver like a champ.
Was it? Yeah, the tombstone. Yeah, from Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
Yep.
Yeah, Pete Rose, man, he's a savage. He's a fucking savage. I think he is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Like a lot of these guys, a lot of these celebrities, like I know Mike Tyson is, Snoop Dogg. So like you could be one of those celebrities who had a huge ass moment and get your WWE Hall of Fame ring.
I saw some shit with Snoop yesterday. It's an old clip, but he was talking about rappers these days. He's like, I don't know, cuz all the rappers these days, it's all the same. I was like, yeah, it's so true though.
Yeah.
Why did everybody rap like that now?
Well, I mean, there's always one or two people who must do it on the grand stage. Because, I mean, back in the 90s and early 2000s, like, everyone's trying to sound like Tupac, right?
Well, I mean,
at least with the game.
Here's the thing. In the 90s, it was like super individuality. It was all about individuality versus like the 2000s and up, where now it was about sounding like somebody that's selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for example, Drake is the worst at that because he came out, everybody sounds like Drake, and then the damnedest thing happens. Drake starts just stealing everybody's styles that's coming up, so he stays like he sounds like he's new and fresh all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then there's hella videos that people will put together, like, because he'll like, these internet sleuths are funny, bro. Like they'll find like, oh, Drake liked so and so's post as like some artist, and then in Drake's next song, he like steals this guy's fucking rhyme scheme and cadence. You know what I mean?
What's the line with Eminem? I listen to your shit and tell you I don't like it. 6 months later, you're on there.
Your lyrics on my shit. That's my shit. But see, Diddy was definitely the one who was like, okay, let's like Biggie's dead, but you know what? Shine sounds just like him. You know what I mean? And then even years later, he has Gorilla Black, who was from Compton.
Was it always has it always been a thing to take the old school samples, or was like Diddy one of the first that started doing it?
I mean, rap started with a sample, that Rapper's Delight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a sample. They just threw the record on and they rapped over it, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
So MCs are like, the ones that rocked up that, the rappers basically. But MCs, they started about because they would just hype the party up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I guess it was a lot of that. People were grabbing the mics and shit. You're over the beats of whatever fucking is spinning, right?
Yep. And then, you had the DJ MC tandem became a thing. So you look at the early hip hop, you had, Grandmaster Flash or
Will Smith, the DJ.
Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. There you go. You know what I mean? Where but the DJ was just as famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then and they were usually the producers too at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Marley Marl. What's the word? Legendary producer. Fucking Big Daddy Kane and fucking Cool Mo D, and you know what I mean? Just a lot of the original like hard rappers, you know what I mean? Not like the Fresh Prince rappers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like
I don't need to curse on that. I don't need to curse on the record.
Yeah, right? I mean, what do you say? He's a cigar, I bite it, I don't light it, it's for the look. Or something. That shit is so whack. Baby, where's my cigar?
I need it in my mouth, but we're not gonna lie.
I need it. See, like, if you're a Razor Ramon and you want, and like, hey, yo, where's my toothpick? You know what I mean? Like, okay, that makes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A cigar and not lighting it, that's just.
And then why in Independence Day was the cigar, all right, we don't light it until the fat lady sings. It was like such a big part of Independence Day.
Well, I mean, you see, okay, I was never a cigar guy, right? Except for, put tree in it or whatnot, right? Yeah. But like, and then, so we were doing a gender reveal for our third child, right? Because, I already had 2 girls at that point, and then we're like, screw it, let's at least throw a party for this shit, right? And then, my dad, I guess my little sister was living with my dad at the time. And my girl, she had my sister holding the envelope for safekeeping. You know what I mean? The envelope that had the results in it. And my dad, just like on some Snoopy shit, this fool finds it and looks through it because he's just like, what? He's thinking my sister's pregnant. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but then, and he go, oh, then he realizes, oh, shit, this is Jay's results. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like, so we're at the party setting up, and he goes, hey, Jay, let's go to the store. I get some drinks. I'm like, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? We go to Bevmo. First off, I'm like, hey, let's go to the liquor store, like the hood store. You know what I mean? Like I haven't seen the buddy in a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I grew up, let's go. He goes, no, we're going to go to Bevmo. I'm like, what? Why? And he's like, oh, let's get some cigars, And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, this motherfucker is dicking with me, bro. Because it's like, you can't say, hey, let's go get some cigars. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck do you know, bro? You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. I would just be a little weird, right? When you're not into it.
We're going to celebrate. I'm like, okay, all right. And then, like, it's funny because now we're faded and we're at the party, you know what I mean? We're stupid faded. And then, like, he just keeps slipping. Yeah, he's gonna be my first mate on the boat, And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I'm just kidding, She, like, then he starts knowing he's fucking up. Oh, yeah. She, No, I don't know. I'm like, wait a spoil. And then even my girl, she pulls me aside. Hey, you're your dad? He keeps saying, I'm like, listen, just stop. You know what I mean? Because for me, I'm like, it's impossible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm having a boy.
That's funny.
Even had a pool going, and I had a ton of money in it.
On the girl's side?
On the girl's side, yeah. Yeah. My little cousin Francis, he actually won the bread. I forget the parameters of it. I think it might have been split. Yeah. What up, Kay?
Yaku said Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, but in my opinion, Baseball Hall of Fame is a joke. Yeah, for sure. They won't put some of the best players in because of their asterisks, but the whole era where only the white boys played. Yeah, for sure. See, exactly. And like, yeah. I'm with you on that. Like, I mean, especially like all in the 90s and shit. How are you just overlooking everybody on steroids and it like reignites the entire sport and like, but those guys are bad because they did it.
Oh, I'll be right back. I just thought of something. Let's see if I can find that video. I'll be right back.
Yeah, let's check it out. But yeah, so I'm with you on that, Yaku Mania. Yeah, the Baseball Hall of Fame, super joke. Super joke. Hey, what up, Dennis? Dennis in the house. Let's smoke it up, bro. We've been getting off the rails for a little bit. Bogard was telling us the story of his son's gender reveal and how his dad was all drunk and looked at the reveal. Well, he wasn't drunk when he looked at the reveal, but then he starts drinking, starting to let the cat out of the bag before they even do the fucking reveal. Hey, what up, Jarvis? It said MC Hammer is Rick James. Vanilla Ice is David Bowie. Oh man. But I don't know. Explain why the comparison. Because when MC Hammer, like someone, I mean, I know he was more than a one-hit wonder in like the Bay, but maybe like everywhere outside of the Bay, I don't know if he was more than a one-hit wonder. I mean, Rick James was just I don't know. That's a whole different level. And Vanilla Ice, I mean, talk about another one-hit wonder. I guess I don't know how many, like how big David Bowie was. I know he has the what song is that? Fame, right? Or what was that? Yeah, let's see. Let's get a little bit of fame going. Yeah, I said all I know is it better be a girl or a linebacker. Well, that was his third kid. Yeah. It's pink. What up, hey? Yeah, you know we can't play too much of these guys' songs. We get shut down on YouTube. And yeah, I said, let's smoke a bowl. Let's get it. And Marty said, yeah, The Shape of You is probably the most sampled song ever. Let's see. What's the original one?
I found it.
Okay, let's see.
This is pretty tight. I'm gonna cry. It's so dope because like at the time, my oldest, she was getting into like video editing. So then my cousin's man, he's a producer. He actually works for Warner Brothers. But and he's like super ill with all the video editing, so he like laced her up, and then so she actually edited this shit. You know what I mean? Like after the fact.
Tight. Let's see.
So gotta love that 60 frames per second. Gets you the ill slow-mos.
Amazing feeling I feel. Words can describe it, the feeling for real. Baby, I paint the sky blue. My greatest creation was you.
World premiere. World premiere.
Right. I was like, oh shit, I said my fucking blue.
False alarms and false starts. All made better by the sound of your heart. Yeah.
Who like packs up all the stuff? Someone has to do that, right?
Pray so hard it was the
It's funny we made all the kids do it. They were all
your mama said it stands for a
You know, when you're making a
Did
game,
you wiggle
who
your
can get
hands
the
for
most
a
confetti?
Glory, glory, glory. Sorry.
But who was
Everything that I
monitoring
prayed
them?
for,
Because you were broken,
God's gift, I wish I would have prayed more.
What happened?
God makes no mistakes, I
I
made
said,
a
but
few.
who was
Rough
monitoring
sledding
them?
here and there, but
Like,
I
it
made
wasn't
it
you and your
through.
girl, right? Because then you would have
I
known.
wreak
Well, I
havoc
mean,
on the world.
that was my sister, right? Like my
Get ready
sister, like
for
she
part
passed
two.
out all the, like even
Younger, smarter, faster than me.
there was one of the kids. I guess they started going like that too with the confetti already, and they're like, oh, but you know what I mean? But it was like in the garage when they were like,
Okay, yeah. So you didn't see it or nothing.
no, you know what I mean? But it was like, yo, just. Then there was already my
And
dad.
Marty said, "Is this Bogey's kid gender reveal?" Yeah, from his son, from his third.
Yeah, that was 2 kids ago.
It was funny because he was talking about his dad fucking sneaking a peek at the gender reveal and then getting all drunk and almost spilling the beans.
Just spilling. Telling people, the people when they were, taking the bets. He's yo, don't lose your money. like, bro, shut up. But you know what's crazy is like, so my sister, see, this didn't really hit me until after, because like I saw, the way my dad was like, because my sister got 2 sons, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like it's different because he was like, this is, you know what I mean? This is our name, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're fucking right.
Your dad said you got 5 kids, Bogey?
I got 3. I mean, 4. I should say. My bad. That's fucked up. The meatball, she counts as 2 of them, though. She's crazy, bro. She's like twins or some shit. And both of them is crazy. Tell you. I always wanted twins, but then I just couldn't fucking imagine that. Like those late nights where I was like, I gotta wake my girl up and like, oh, you gotta breastfeed the baby, and then like I can only imagine her crying with 2 of them on her. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I can't imagine 2 kids right now, let alone twins. Like Noble is doing so much. Like sometimes, like fuck, like this is why I don't want another one. Like 2 of him are running around at the exact same time, just like fucking with me.
I mean, shit. See, here's the thing too, is like, it's like, okay, I experienced this every time because my first 3 kids are all 5 years apart. So they would get to a point where it was like, okay, she's 10, she's 5, and now she's the annoying little sister. Then my 5-year-old, she's about to be 10, and my son's about to be 5, and then he's the annoying little brother now. You know what I mean? And Mimi, she ain't even waiting for nothing, bro. She just came right out the gate, annoying little sister. You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna fuck with everybody. You feel me?
I went to a wedding one time, and the guy who was getting married, his brother had 6 kids, 6 boys, and like I just remember,
damn, how many guns has he got?
Huh?
How many guns has he got?
Probably a lot. Who knows? But I just remember watching them and just like this whole dynamic and like, like it was like watching this. I'm like, yeah, we're not having more than 1 kid. It's just not going down. Like the 2 older kids, they looked like they were stoned as fuck and they were just like talking like on the side. But then like the 2 kids like younger than that, because it was like they were in groups. It was like there's the 2 older kids, the 2 middle kids, and then 2 kids that were like maybe like 6 or 7, some shit like that. And the 2 middle kids, they're like literally fist fighting with each other and fucking like wrestling on the ground and putting each other into head, bumping into people, and shit, because they're just wrestling in the middle of everyone. And then the 2 young kids are literally just trying to jump on the dad. So one of them just pulls up, like grabs his back, and he's like, oh!
Hey, bro, I be getting so mad when I'm carrying the baby and why I step on a Lego, or I was like, God, please, someone help me.
Elizabeth, I'm coming.
The fucking goddamn Lego again. My girl's like, what was that? What was that noise? I fell down the stairs, goddamn it. What you thinking? A Lego again? Yeah, motherfucker.
I don't know what it is, but like ever since like the Legos started coming around, I just walk a lot softer. Like around.
And you gotta kind of like sweep your feet when you have a lot of kids because there's toys everywhere. Stairs look first. You know what I mean? You can't like sweep with your feet going downstairs. You know what I mean? You gotta. You feel me? There's so many times I'll be on the phone, just blase blah, like I was like motherfucking yo.
Oh man, so Yaku Mania, he said I got grandkids.
Okay, you cool.
And Dennis said he is in the 5-kid club. Yep, he's got 5 of them.
Yeah, Dennis got a gang of them, bro. Hey,
Eric,
Dennis, hey, what kind of minivan you got, Dennis?
yeah.
I bet you got a van.
He's
Hey,
like,
listen, I ain't going front.
no, he's like the black chicken road trip where it was like he took off with my van and it was a regular size van. It was way before they started making that minivan crap.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, bro, we had rented one. We rented what is that shit called? It's a Chrysler van, but yo, this shit was the shit, bro. Having hella kids, like I regret, like we got a Highlander. I regret not. I mean, I only had 2 kids at the time. I didn't think like I'm about to have 4 of these motherfuckers, and the little aisle thing. Like, so, the back, the third row, you know what I mean? You'd be able to access it through like a fucking, they call it like pilot seats or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Call it. Either way, yeah. We have like the regular bench shit,
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been way easier. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
so
Like
talking about someone who needs some guns. Derek said, I got 3 daughters, 22, 18, and 11. You've already been through it with 2 of them to where the 11-year-old probably isn't going to be as bad, right? Like,
okay. I'm about to mad generalize right now, because this is what people always told me is like the youngest ones are always the most violent, bro. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not, but like Mimi is wild, bro. Like, Mimi is the crazy one, bro. You know what I mean? Like my oldest, I don't have like she's a savage, bro. I don't need to worry about her. You know what I mean? Like she kind of got baptized in fire with me and her mom's because we were young, we were kids having kids. You know what I mean? Like so we kind of, you know what I mean? She kind of grew up with us, bro. She had to grow up fast, I should say.
Yeah.
Like she'd be telling me, I'll be like, hey, watch your little sister. I gotta woo wop. I gotta do this and that or whatever the fuck I gotta do, man. She's not my kid. What the fuck, dude? It's your sister, motherfucker. Not my kid. What? I'm not your fucking sister. Fuck out of here with that shit.
And Yaku said, best advice, spend all the time you can. It's okay to call out and hang out with your kids. Yes, provide, but provide you time. You never regret that. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a blessing and a curse doing all this at home because like Noble just has unlimited access to me. That's the blessing. And then the curse is that he has unlimited access to me, for sure.
I know, right? Why don't they just shut up already? It's just like, what sucks too is like, I'll like come through, like yesterday, I was on a good one, I'm drinking some Patron, eat a little bit of mushroom chocolates, you know what I mean? Feeling good, I'm slapping music, walking around holding a speaker, and every time I come in the room and my son, he'll walk up to the speaker, turn it off. It's too loud. What the? Like, how are you supposed to listen to it?
That's just funny. Yaku said 2 daughters, 1 granddaughter, 3 grandsons. He said, LOL, basketball team with a bench player.
Nice.
There you go.
That's hard. He got the little sons, man.
Yeah, 3 of them running around. Peacock said clocks on 24/7 for extreme protection. And he said that his youngest is definitely the wild one. And how many kids do you have again, Peacock? How many kids does Peacock have?
He got 3.
Okay.
Yeah, he got 2 daughters and the son, the little man.
Is the son's the youngest?
I can't remember. No, he has a daughter because I know he has a daughter. Is not. I don't think she might be like a year older than Yana or like a year younger, something like that. They're like in the same range.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because Yana's about to be 10.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's crazy too because see, she's the second oldest, and I feel like if she went away to college, she would call all the time, right?
But the oldest wouldn't, right?
No, fuck no. She can't get out of this motherfucker. She's like she won't even call. She won't even pick up when we're just calling her like from the room. You know, like, hey, Deja, and then I go in there and I knock. And she's like, what? I'm like, what the hell is calling you? She open the door hella mad, like I'm bothering her. I'm like, listen, motherfucker.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then I think my little man, I think he don't even want to leave, man. I think that's gonna be him. Because she's just smothering him with some fucking mama's boy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and he's always around you too, so I don't know. Like, I guess it's different when you're always around, like, one or the other, and then both a lot.
It's funny. One of my this one dude, his name's Ruckus, right? This guy's a fucking idiot, but he ain't got no kids or nothing like that. But he would always try. He's one of those guys that always tries to give advice on everything, like he knows everything. Like he asked me, he's like, hey, this one Ayana was a baby. He's like, hey, did she sleep in the bed with you and your girl? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, statistics show that, those are the ones that have trouble leaving the house, like moving out. And I'm like, how old are you? At the time, he was like 27. I'm like, and so you must have lived in the bed then, huh? You still at your mom's house. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? That just made me mad, actually. So, you know what? She's sleeping in her crib now. You know what I mean? Fuck this shit. Even my son now, I'm like, why are you sleeping in my room, bro? You got your own room. And he'll get mad if I go, I'm sleeping in your room then. Shit.
I guess what's crazy is like how much easier it used to be for an 18-year-old to just like go out in the world and be able to like afford to live. And like now you can't, like you used to be able to live off of minimum wage. You're going back in the 70s and the 80s. I was watching The Breakfast Club and he was like super excited. Like, I make $30,000 a year. I own a house, I'm like, damn. I wish it was still the 80s. That's all you need.
Hey, you know what's crazy is like, fuck that guy. It's like, how are you able to, you're able to buy a house because you probably, if you're making money and you're a kid and you're living at home, you're able to save money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like getting into that monotonous, the monotonous decade of paying rent that I just went through. That shit was fucking annoying.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember I sat there this is not too long ago. You know what I'm saying?
Can you say decade is definitely more than a decade.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably like 30, 40, 15 years.
It's been more than a decade for me paying rent, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say since 2009, I'll say like I was like actually like where I never went back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I went back for a year. That's right. In 2012, I squatted for like 8 months actually. And it was right. And then within the 8 months, I got my girl pregnant with our second one. And I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? Went straight to looking for a spot. I was like, I don't know. I always thought that was funny style. Like, I'm not going to be that, the kid with kids at the house. And then like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just, it was always funny to me. Maybe that's because of how my sister was too. My sister had a kid. She was, on her own. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And her whole thing, like, well, I'm gonna move a dad. Like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, it's what's funny about that too is like never cool with my dad like that until like I wasn't living there no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just never. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much you could tell a motherfucker to like put his dishes away or something. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, screw this. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, but when you're under someone else's household, you're under their rule. Like every house, especially a first generation born like American like me, right? You know what I'm saying? Like how Filipino household, Asian household, Mexican household, whatever, non-whites. I'm sure it's all the same. It's a dictatorship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you live in there like in my house. This is my house. You live in my house, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I couldn't wait to have my own house years ago so I can say that shit to my kids that they were saying to me. You know what I mean? It's my house. You know what I mean? I told my daughter the other day, I will remove the fucking door off this hinges, man. You know what I mean? Don't make me have to call your name 8 times. I'm counting too. You know what I mean? By the third one, you start changing the tone. You know what I mean? Deja. First, like, hey, Dej. Boom, 60 real fast. Deja. Fuck. Calling. Standing outside the door and shit. This motherfucker's ignoring me.
All you gotta do is cut off the Wi-Fi. Aren't you the one that said that?
Yeah, but still though, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then that makes all of them come out, not just one.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. No, you could go individually too.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see who that's the Xfinity shit's pretty cool like that. You can see how many hours they've been used, have they been on, and you know what I mean? We used to always catch a line. See, it's funny because I would look at that shit. Then I'd be like, what time did you go to sleep last night? I fell asleep like at 11. Oh, yeah? I'm lying. You know what I mean? I'm like, but then again, too, she could have maybe fell asleep on, with YouTube going or something. You never know. But it would be like, yo, this motherfucker was on all night, man.
Because I would always fall asleep with my TV on and shit. So
I actually used to sleep.
I understand that.
I used to put audiobooks on and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, I'd have all the knowledge. I've been asleep learning shit, bro. I swear to God. It works. I'll go back and re-listen to the shit half the time. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, that shit was dope. It's kind of a cool feeling when you're like, I'll go back like on the last chapter or whatever it was, and then like it'll feel like deja vu. It's kind of weird.
You lived the same thing 4 times already.
Yeah, but because it's like it's subconsciously went into my head while I was asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dennis
said, so here goes Dennis's vans. They got 2. He said we got the 21 Chrysler Pacifica.
There it is. That's the one I rented.
And the 16 Chevy Traverse. Is that the Chevy van?
Yeah, that's not the Chevy 20s.
Okay.
Right? But yeah, I think that's the big one though, right? That's not a minivan. Those Chevy vans are hard. You know what I'm saying?
I know they make you want to get one, even just seeing that video. Funny with the Ford man and the Chevy van in the back, and then
they made that a thing.
Flow through the fucking.
I mean, you throw some Twinkies on them and you just be yoking. You can't bust no U-turn though. You gotta go all the way around the block. You're like, hold on. Everything's a 3-point. What is that shit called? 3-point turn?
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay, yeah. Peacock says he does have 3. 13, 10, and 4. Girl, boy, girl. Okay. So the girl.
Oh, okay, that's right. It was close to Trey's age. There you go. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. She was a baby when I first met Peacock.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. This motherfucker flies.
He said my dad would always pull the Mustafa Lion King speech where when I fucked up. One day, all of this could be yours.
Oh, shit. My dad was just reminding me it's all his.
Marty, we'll see you later.
My dad was just always reminding me, look, all this is mine.
And Derek said it right there. Huss, just stick with one. Trust me. I know, man. Well, and really, it's like we took that impulse trip to like Disneyland. And I mean, no matter what, like, I mean, we had to rent a car. I had some Hilton points, so I mean, that was able to pay for the hotel and stuff, and do it.
I like the Hilton right there. That was the one with the Starbucks downstairs.
Nah, it wasn't because it wasn't.
Because we always stay at that one. Talking about the one like right across the street from the Roscoe's.
Okay, yeah, I mean, this one was down the street a little bit from the Roscoe's, but that's what's crazy is Hilton owns a bunch of hotels.
Yeah, they bought them all.
Yeah, that aren't named Hilton. So, so I mean, that was one of the ways that saved. I think it was like $400 that I saved, like on the hotel. But yeah, like we wouldn't be able to do this shit with like more kids. Like everything's just way more expensive, and man, yeah.
It is crazy because like when we had the one, you know what I'm saying, when we just had Deja, like we spoiled the fuck out of her.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because it was like, and like I loved spoiling her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is my baby. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, like we used to go to like she was the type I would have to like run her around to get her to eat. You know what I mean? She got to build an appetite up, and I lived right by a Target, so I'd be like, hey, let's go walk to Target, right? And then like, and I would walk, and she would ride her bike or scooter or whatever. And it's funny because like she'd be like, I can't bring my bike in the Target. Let's screw that. Why'd you get my fucking bike in the Target? Who's saying something?
Yeah.
She's sitting there riding a bike with the training wheels and shit. Sir, she can't ride it. Shut the fuck up. Fucking kid. Fuck out of here.
He said he got the vasectomy. No more kids for me. Unless you're like Antonio Cromartie, who had like a vasectomy and then he had like 3 more kids like after that shit. That's wild. He's the type of dude that just has to look at a chick to get her pregnant.
Hey, look, bro, Antonio. Listen, we were all Antonio Cromartie's kids. You know that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just there's no way around it. Hey, Vince Vaughn had a movie like that. Well, I guess like there was all these kids that were his from like don't sperm from like his sperm donations or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like, he goes like on a mission like finding all of them. I ain't seen it, but I heard it was pretty good.
Peacock's wife has been bugging me for years about the vasectomy.
You know, here's my thing. I want to get one already.
What up, Infinite?
Cause like I heard, like, see, in my mind, and shout out to my man Steamboat, because Steamboat, he's the one that told me, he's like, bro, because he got 4 kids. They got 6 because there's 2 before that his wife had prior. You know what I mean? And so, anyways, make a long story longer, so he was like, oh, I got a vasectomy. I said, word, man. And I said, okay, serious question. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you bust a load, bro, is it like, because in my mind, I thought it was like dust, like, you know what I mean? He's like, nah, bro. He's like, you still shoot the whole fucking load, just not the swimmers.
Yeah.
I said, word. You know what I mean?
I know a lot of people, I mean, they're afraid to use the pull-out method, but I'm telling you, that's been working for years.
See, here's the thing, though. An effective pull and pray is what we call it, right? The pull and pray method. You pull out and you pray to God, please God. But see, the trick to it is self-serve prior. You know what I mean? You got to dilute the swimmers. You know what I mean? You don't go in there with a loaded pistol. You got to flog the dolphin, or what did they say? It's fucking, what was that? Something about Mary? Yeah. Man, you can't go out. You can go out there with a loaded pistol. So sorry.
Infinite said, why do I keep feeling bad about drafting Mingo? Do you have him anywhere? Thoughts? Well, I mean,
you shouldn't feel bad because you feel bad if you're pulling him up like in, I don't know.
I mean, he's like a second round guy in a lot of these, rookie draft, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, the thing that I like,
I'd rather have him. I'd rather have him than Downs.
Here's the thing that I do like about Mingo. I mean, they went out and their next pick, they got the wide receiver that they wanted to link him up with, right away. So I just feel like he's going to be such a huge part of the offense. All you got is DJ Chark and fucking Thielen over there. He's going to get in the mix.
And look at this. Frank Reich, you know what I'm saying? He's a guy that drafted like Pittman, and he's the guy who's, who was there, and they drafted like Nelson Aguilar. And I know these are like probably poor examples, but like he liked big slot receivers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what he's gonna walk into, being the big slot receiver, you know what I'm saying? I mean that, safety valve, shit like, that's what I would expect from a Mingo, you know what I mean? Maybe
I can't 100% guarantee this, but I bet you the rookie QB and the rookie wide receiver are a lot more likely to hang out and get some kind of
there's
camaraderie going versus the Chark and the Thielen.
I mean, think about this. They're going to be on the team 2s together.
Yeah.
Right? Initially. By the time we get to training camp, they're all going to be with the 1s. You know what I mean? But right now, it's just all rookies anyway. So at the camps. Yeah. And then you have, all the 20 teams today fire up their OTAs.
Yeah.
And these are, it's not mandatory by any means, but I get excited for this time because then it's really just paying attention to if they're on the team 1s yet. You know what I mean? All these the rookie running backs, the rookie receivers, like, you know what I mean? Like, because the faster they get that they're being seen running with the first teams, that's, it just makes you feel good for fantasy. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
And we're going to get little clips, from these OTAs and shit, seeing what guys are looking like and running routes, and if running backs are out there catching the ball and things like that. So,
what kind of drills they're running. Like, if you have a running back and he's running the receiver drills too, you fucking love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay. Like, that's I remember ETN. And it's like, sucks that's like we haven't seen it exactly translate for ETN specifically, but that was like one of the big things last year. Remember, like, oh, he's running with the receivers and he's running with the running backs, and
have 100 fucking receptions, and like everything got hella hyped.
Yeah, so it's like, and sometimes like for him specifically, right? That didn't really pan out, right? It wasn't like, he got 50 balls or anything this year, but then it's also like you could use stuff like that to your advantage. Like, if you don't necessarily agree with the blurbs that you hear, you know what I mean? Then you could sell these players. For
Right.
example, last year when all the hype on ETN, simultaneously there was all the down talk on Brees Hall and Ken Walker not being a starter, and so there's a guy in one of the leagues I gave him like Isaiah McKenzie and fucking who was it, and Travis Etienne, and I brought back Brees Hall and Walker because it was all the blurbs that were out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was able to take advantage of it. Whereas like they're hyping up ETN simultaneously shitting on, Walker and Brees Hall, and they're talking about Michael Carter's the heartbeat of the offense. And you know what I mean? Like
that's kind of the blessing and the curse right now to Sleeper, because you get all the information coming through Sleeper compared to like Yahoo, ESPN. Like they don't have that shit.
I love it though, because I'm gonna use it to my advantage. You know what I mean? I don't never have to act like. See, here's the worst.
Curse is for people who aren't really tapped in.
And I hate it because whenever without that information, if people aren't privy to the information, they could easily think like I'm on some con man shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's whenever you're trying to make a trade with somebody, you're always, you're making your case. You know what I mean? And like, it's hard not to sound like a sleazy car salesman. You know what I mean? But when you're just stating things that's out there, like, oh, bro, they're saying ETN about to catch like 100 balls, bro. Then he reads that same blurb and like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't like, you know what I'm saying? It's always funny when it's coming from somebody else, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like they buy into it more. You feel me?
Hell yeah. But that's what what's his name? That's what Gibbs is going to be this year, right? 100 receptions. He's going to get used way more in the pass game than he was ever used in the pass game at Alabama.
I thought of this.
I get nervous about that shit too.
They're all hyping up this rookie tight end, right? And like
the Lions.
Because and the reason I bring this up is just because that's like a Jared Goff safety valve. Is like the tight end or a running back.
He's never really been a tight end guy. Like, I mean,
well, when they had, look at this. When they had Hawkinson when he was on the field, and you know what I'm saying, and when there was no Hawkinson, it was St. Brown hyper targeted. You know what I'm saying, but he's throwing short, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it's like, as long as they're top 5 in total plays run, like they were last year, everybody will get a piece. I mean. It's kind of crazy.
I don't see the tight end eating like everybody thinks. Like
no, because Gibbs is there. Like I think, like you know what I mean. Like, but that's why I brought up the tight ends. Like there's all the hoopla about him. He's like shining in the camp, and it's like okay, that's all cool and everything, but they're not gonna not feed their first round running back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even bringing in David Montgomery. It's just like this is what they want to do. They want this to be their identity. They want to be a smash mouth team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
They want to smash and gash. You know what I mean? Smash with Monty and gash with Gibby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then because I mean, it's really about their defense. I mean, because I don't think there's too many teams that really want to have to go out there and let their QBs throw it like 50, 40 times a game. Because
and then there's Andy Reid, right?
Well, I mean, that's different, Like,
but there's exceptions to the rule, right? We need Goffle to be that guy who throws like close to 40 times a game. Otherwise, he's Goffle. You know what I mean?
Right, but I'm talking about for real football. I mean, everyone wants to live off of their defense and run game, I'm sure, but it's easier said than done with all these high-powered offenses and the Lions' defense. I mean, it's going to be okay, but we'll see. It remains to be seen still.
They drafted
Campbell's not going to get to the court. Like he's not going to be a guy rushing the quarterback. Like it's not like they did anything to really improve their pass rush.
I mean, you know what's really interesting? Frank Clark, wherever he goes in free agency, because he's still like a dope second addition to have as a pass rusher. You know what I mean? Like they need somebody opposite of Hutchinson or that's his name.
Yeah.
Hutchinson? Yeah. Hutchins, Aiden Hutchins.
And Zeb, what up, bro? He said, when's the 420 draft Vegas party? So that is August 18th, 19th, and 20th. And we still got spots available at the 420 Crew Mansion. So it's $100 a day, and everything's all inclusive. It's coming to the party, and it's $250 a day.
Mushrooms, weed, all of it, bro. Let's go.
Everything, and then all the fantasy drafts, of course. That's the only part that's not inclusive is the buy-ins for fantasy. And then if you're staying at the mansion, $250 a day get you a shared room, and it's only going to be people in the 420 crew that are actually like invited to stay at the mansion. So yeah, only going to be dope people like the Guru, Zoo Crew, Derek, Stevie,
me and Candlestick.
Yep, and Hess should be in attendance. Like, there's going to be a bunch of dope peeps in the house. So,
Yeah,
18th, 19th, and 20th of August.
Yeah, and it's I mean, you know what? We just kind of fly by the seat of our pants in certain aspects. It's like, for example,
well, there will be planned
that week. Yeah, because there's a cannabis event that week. You just never know who might pull up. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and especially like Ricky Williams already talking about getting in the league with us, and so yeah, who knows?
And nobody's allowed to draft Bijan in that draft.
I mean, I might just throw out the 600. You know, I might just throw him an invite to the $600 league. And because I mean, you know, $600 to a guy like nothing, you know.
That ain't nothing to him, you know what I mean? He's like, hold on, I got it here in one of my braids. The motherfucker got bread.
But yeah, so maybe he'll want to get into that one. But he said he's getting into one of these leagues with us, and so it's gonna be.
You know, it would be cool if we could see if we could like maybe book him or something. And then he could like do readings. You know what I mean?
That'd be pretty cool if a couple people.
But we would have to have like a bunch of guaranteed readings already paid for. You know?
I bet if there was a couple readings in there, like he would do it. Like, I mean, because you know he's charging for the very first initial one. I think what did we say? It's like $3 something.
$3 something for an hour.
Yeah, like that. See, that would be cool. Like, what if we booked him like 5 readings? You know, or like 3 readings a day for like each day. Like, that'd be a reason for him to come around.
Right.
And then you're already going to Vegas too. Like, I mean, and he's already there.
I mean, as much as we could hit all in one, hella birds in one stone, right?
Yeah.
Hella birds, one stoner.
For sure. And Yaku said, someday I'll be at the mansion. It's definitely going to be a yearly thing, but this first year is going to be just a little bit crazier, I'm assuming.
Unruly.
Yeah.
Before we get more organized.
Yeah.
I mean,
get ready.
I'm working with you. It's going to be I've worked with you for a handful of years now. We've never done anything not organized. So
we're gonna have the 420. We're gonna have the weed Olympics. That shit's gonna be fire. Just like multiple weed events. And Crispy said, "Who wants to room with the crisp?"
I do shit. Yeah, like it was a bad thing. Like, oh, why pick me, Dad?
Oh man, that shit's funny. And
shout out to the crisp.
Oh, and we talked about it too. We're definitely gonna have multiple N64 tournaments, like gaming tournaments. So GoldenEye, Mario, at least GoldenEye for sure. Mario Kart might get thrown in the mix. And we may throw what's it called, Mario Party in the mix as well.
When is that bum ass Ohio shit? Is that like early?
It's a week before. It's a week before.
Because I'm trying to get Sven. Because Sven's like, man, like he's been going to that expo every year, and so he's like trying to get me to go. He's like, bro, come on. I'm like, no, come to Vegas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit is so whack.
I'm like fuck that shit, man.
I'm not trying to go to hang out with a bunch of goofy ass like content creators and like
I don't want to listen. I don't want to go and back in time where it's like I gotta hide smoking weed and you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like fuck that shit. Like I'm hot as fuck. You know what I mean? I'm dirty over there. You feel me? Like I want to do Bogard things and just be free. Like. Exactly. It's funny, like, you know, everywhere we go somewhere, I'm roll a joint with me. You know, and I've skimpies with the best of them, you know what I mean? So it's like, and, you know, we go to Target, and then fucking, you know, from the time it takes from the car to the front of the thing, I'm burning down the joint.
Yeah.
And you're like, walk ahead of me. Go ahead, I'm right behind you. You know what I mean? Like, she gets so annoyed, like, oh, yeah. people look at you. What the fuck? Why? I'm like, then I always say to them, I say, hey, I don't even smoke cigarettes no more, right?
Yeah.
And like, I can smoke a cigarette, and no one, they're gonna be like, oh, he's smoking a legal cigarette, right? People go, the people that give you those weird looks when you're smoking weed in public is like, hello, legal. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're smoking a nasty ass cigarette and shit.
Thanks, Dennis. Let me get over here and make a pick. Yeah, the shit is going to be super fun. And Nelly Nell, he said he's coming to Vegas. We're doing a live.
Yeah.
We're doing a live Silver Screen Breakdown podcast from the 420 Crew Mansion.
Yeah. And see, okay, Nelly, I think it's cool when there's movies that you haven't seen yet, like how we're doing Butterfly. We need to find more of those.
Yeah,
because there's some other shit that, like, you know what I mean, like.
There's gonna be a lot of good ones because he didn't. I don't think
he was too busy making the movies, huh? He was
exactly.
Too busy making them.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And Office in the house. What up, Depot?
What up, Depot? Woo! Wake and bake, goddammit.
But yeah, the shit's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Do we get moving on that on the 23 yet? I see that with the nice little the Tua and Waddle values on there in the stack. I like that. To Kelsey right there, there was Sherman in the middle of the night. I was like, let's just take Kelsey, man, because
I woke up and saw that. I was like, motherfucker.
I mean, there was no way I was going to pass on him right there. I'm like, he doesn't even fall that far ever. You know what I mean?
Well, he does in the dynasties. Dynasties are different than the best ball.
I mean, like, okay, let me rephrase that. I've never got him this far.
Okay, yeah. Because I've gotten him in the third round in a handful. Because people wanted to go young QB and then young wide receivers, and so like guys like Kelsey, a lot of times they.
I just see Mahomes anytime you draft Kelsey, it's just like, here's my piece of Mahomes. You know what I mean? I don't know about the age. That's why we grab motherfuckers like Rice and Marcus Valdez-Scantling later, and like people still grab those guys just because it's connected to the motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's probably they're all probably wash picks outside of Kelsey at the end of the day. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Derek said I'm hyped. I can't wait for August. Yeah, and seeing I'm trying to think of like some off-site stuff that we might be able to do. I mean, going to fucking the Meow Wolf shit. I mean, that's like super dope. I mean, probably better. Well, I mean, whether you're on mushrooms or not, that shit is super dope because I've been not on mushrooms and then on mushrooms, and both times it was a good experience. But
the grocery store type crazy museum thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super. I mean, I guess it's just like, even though it's like a full weekend, it's like, man, like we're gonna have so many events planned like there. Who knows if there will be
I mean,
I think it's just going to be people adventuring at night if they're going to go out, like at night, like after.
I was just going to say that. I mean, you don't have to
most of the stuff I think will last until midnight. Most of the stuff that we're doing. Then after that, it'll just be us partying, until everybody passes out, pretty much.
I can't lie. Like, I'm not scared. I used to always be terrified to go to Vegas just because I know, like, oh, we're about to party. Like, you know what I mean? I'm about to be on Molly for like 5 days. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, it's different with the 420 crew. You know what I mean? Like, the last time we went to Vegas, it was like, I wasn't even like faded. I was, you know what I mean? We're just chilling, burning.
Yeah, I don't think
when I smoke weed all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess like.
And
that's really what it is, just smoking weed all the time. Because like, if you're just out in Vegas, you're just going to be drinking if you can't smoke. I mean, so. That's really what it is.
It really was awesome to be able to step out and go burn a joint down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it wasn't just one. It was like burn like 20 joints down.
I bet. Yeah, I mean, like everywhere we just stood on. Like, all right, let's stand up here this time. Yeah, like it'll be a goddamn, like just hella memories of me getting popped in Vegas, bro, for weed. You know what I mean? Like there's so many times motherfuckers got tickets and it'd be like, fuck it, it would be another Vegas trip because we have to go back, go to the court, pay the shit physically. You know what I'm saying? Be like, fuck it, we're going to Vegas again.
I remember it was funny when the pens started getting like real popular, and I was just like at the craps table, like with the with it, and someone was like, "Hey, is that weed?" And I was like, "No, man, it's nicotine." And he was like, "Oh, it's just weed flavored."
Bruh, that's funny. And it's like, yeah, square, way to fucking highlight me. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that shit was funny, but it doesn't matter though. We're not getting in trouble, or nothing, because of it. So that's really all that matters. If I'm getting in trouble, I don't care if people call me out for smoking weed, as long as it's not a cop giving me a ticket or something. And it was all about the dabs, the last however long, because I don't know, you can't really be smoking like that in the fucking hotels. Fucking bong loads and blunts or nothing. Like, it just stinks too much. But the dabs, that's the way to never get fucked with.
It was always like a must. Like if we get if we get a penthouse or a fucking or like a double suite or whatever it is, but you gotta have a balcony and shit.
For sure. Yeah.
I need to burn down this motherfucker.
Yeah, and Peacock said I still always feel weird smoking out in public where it's legal. Well,
because you're in Texas, bro, I'd be terrified. I'm not even, you know what I mean? Shit.
And I guess it's because there's a lot of places where, even smoking in public isn't legal.
Did they really decriminalize it in Austin? Because that's a massive, that's big if they did that.
Yeah, I wonder.
And, by decriminalizing, it's like, it's just so they could get more money out of it, bro. Because, now it's like, it's like a ticket. It's like an infraction, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Derek said it too. He said, right, that's what I do in Atlantic City, just burn anywhere down there outside. Hell yeah. Because they don't want you smoking inside. And there's way more important things to deal with than people smoking weed in a designated smoking area.
Man, bro, I'm from the Bay, bro. You know what I'm saying? You walk down in Frisco and you're seeing more of the heroin addicts and the crackheads and the crystal meth heads, and you know what I mean? Like, they just out, bro. Like, my man's, he works in the city right now. He does like street construction and shit. And he said he was like, man, this bitch came up to me asking me for a lighter, but she can't, like when people walking like that, I'm holding a joint like this, like she walked up holding a syringe like that. I get a lighter. Like, what the fuck? Back up, bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back the fuck up with that deal, man. You know what I mean? And that's how you know you're in the hood too, because they'll have centers everywhere where people can go and get clean needles and shit. Because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the best thing that they could do for people. You know what I'm saying? Fucking epidemic and shit.
Nice. All right. So yeah, we got action in the 23. Jordan Love and Saquon Barkley off the board, and you know what? I'm going with a little bit of a youth movement here, and we're gonna go Drake London. I got Burrow, Tua, Waddle, and London. That's on you.
Huh. Damn, what QB? Oh, I might gotta look at the QBs here, bro. I knew y'all wasn't gonna grab none. Damn. And then
but BS.
I thought without saying no names, I thought you was gonna go double stack right there, and I was gonna get Drizzy. You know what I mean?
I just like him being the number one. I mean, that's why I took him over the other young guys who are there. Yeah. They're just the number twos on their squad, even though they're dope as fuck.
I dig it.
But they're all, that's what's cool right here. There's still a lot of dope players in the beginning of the fourth.
How many people got two QBs behind me?
Magoobs doesn't.
Okay. Then I got to worry about some of these dickheads going third QB if I pass on one here.
Yeah, Bernie Mac doesn't. And Darren doesn't.
I can't stand Bernie Mac, bro.
There's a lot of people. There's half the league doesn't have two QBs right now.
Okay. We got decisions there.
Yeah, let's smoke another bowl or two. And Peacock said when I was in the Bay in Vegas smoking, I was super paranoid, just lit up in my hotel room instead.
Hey, man, especially if you had some of that Cali, bro. He was like, oh, shit, I'm really high.
Because, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things like, I mean, like on Fremont Street. I mean, that's somewhere where everyone, tries to go and shit. But big open area, you don't really see that many people like smoking joints. Like, I don't know, like because there's still a lot of cops walking around there, and you just never know. Like when the cops are, I mean, they're just heavily strapped up, So yeah, I'd get a little paranoid, like smoking around those motherfuckers too. So we always got the pens, like when we go out.
I was, here's the thing. Just be respectful, you know what I mean? Like, don't stand in front of a door in the entrance to somewhere and be burning something down. You know what I mean?
Only guys like Hess can get away with, like, let me take this picture of me smoking in front of a cop right now.
I mean, it's crazy because when you're in, especially when the ones like when he's in New York, you know what I mean? Because they're looking for like the pill poppers and the fucking and the hair on heads, and you know what I mean? They move on. What do they say? Get the fuck out of here. I mean, but also he's Jewish. You know what I mean? In New York, you know what I mean? They run the shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Derek said Atlantic City, they're in the process of making a weed hotel. Was reading on it about 2 weeks ago. You can buy weed there and allowed to smoke in your room. So yeah, so there's a place like that in Arizona. Ricky Williams had their shit like at it, and there's about to be a place in Vegas like that as well. From what I've heard about the place in Vegas is it's only like one floor, but it's like one floor where that's like the weed smoking floor.
Isn't that some stoner shit when you're pitching it? Look, get this. You can only smoke on the first floor, but get this. It's one story. I love it.
That's But that is cool because, like, when we want to have like conventions and shit like that, like eventually that'll be a place where, we rent out their conference room or something. We all get rooms there or some type of shit, because, we're just going to keep taking this to the next level.
See, look at that, Peacock. You'll never have to leave the room now. You know what I mean? Hey, we're about to go in. I got the line on the chocolate, the mushroom chocolates too. These are fire, bro. I'm going down the rabbit hole for the last couple of nights.
It's funny. Derek doesn't care either. He said, I'm smoking blunts in front of the cops in Atlantic City on the boardwalk. Guess I'm doing too much.
I mean, he ain't toting a pistol. You know what's dope too about Derek? See, Derek, he could do what he should do is that if they ever fuck with him and he pulls out that ID, I guarantee he doesn't pull out the regular ID, pulls out that military shit. They go, oh, thank you for your service. Yeah, that's right. Pass me that ashtray. Copper. He does. Hey, there's so many times the homie, I got two homies that are Marines. One of them is my boy Attila, and he be wilding, bro. And we'll get pulled. We got pulled, and he hop out right out the car. He's a big old white Hungarian dude. Hop out the car and show him the fucking military ID, and then they motherfuckers taking pictures with him and shit. The war, motherfucker's a decorated fucking war vet. You know what I mean? But he's always throwing that thing around.
Office Depot said California just legalized weed pot sales in restaurants and bars. Nice. So that means we're gonna start having the weed restaurants and fucking
Yeah, and you know what's so okay? When I hear things like Dennis, I'm hella excited for him because like, they legalized it over here. Yeah. I'm excited for him to be able to freely smoke his weed because you're gonna be like my real weed heads. They're really disappointed when you go to the dispensaries, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Like he'll probably still get his weed the same way he's getting it.
Exactly. Matter of fact,
either way. Well, I mean,
usually it helps the prices too.
Yeah,
because you know what I'm saying. They you know what I mean. In the streets, the motherfuckers got to compete with the convenience of people just being able to go to the dispensary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are gonna find out about all the taxes, bro. All the tax they be waxing.
Yeah.
They love that shit.
I mean, it's just like anything though. But I guess it just depends on where you are. Because, like, yeah, I mean, people hate it in every city that they're in. But when people come over to Vegas from these hobunk towns, like around the fucking country, and you only got ditchweed, you know, and then you come over here, like, paying 75 an eighth because you want to get, like, you know, that's your bottle service, pretty much.
You
Like,
want the experience. There's an experience to it.
Yeah.
You go to that goddamn weed mall over there, you're tripping. You're like, oh shit, they got so much weed.
Yeah, exactly. Because that part is cool about it, you know. It just really all depends on where you're from. Because
I seen a video. My boy was up in that motherfucker, and there was like weed be like flying through the air. It was like a zip line type of thing with a bin that was like going to the other side of the thing.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Put that on there, right? He said they got robots in there and shit.
Because like even in California, it took people a while before they like really stepped up like the dispensary game. Because like I remember in 2004, 2005 when I first got my medical card. I mean, a lot of times you're walking in. I mean, because it's still kind of in the gray area, you know. But you're just walking into like some fucking strip mall or something like that, or sometimes a doctor's office or like some type of shit like that.
Or acupuncture office in the case of Thomas J. O'Connell, where I got mine. See, here's the thing.
When I'm talking about the actual dispensary.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying because like in the Bay, like you had the mom and pops, right? Where it was like like the homies had a joint, right? And we pretty much just moving things out of there. You know what I mean? All kind of wax, all kind of packs. You know what I'm saying? And then there was like the super legit ones that are fucking like Harborside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where this is like some government like sanctioned for real legit shit, and they have super high grade. The granddaddy, and like that's where you went to go get your personal shit, right? Like I'd go get a zip of some good grapes over there because it'd be like that real deal indoor, just you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Just, you know what I mean? Like the good OG, the good Urkels. We'd always go to Harborside for that shit, and then and that was in Oakland, but then they opened up one like a sister spot, and it was in San Jose. And that shit was like, oh, okay, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Because that used to be part of the experience too. Like there was none in San Jose. There was none of the official clubs were in San Jose. They were all like in Hayward and Oakland. And so like that hour drive, that was part of the mission, right? You go up there, you burn all the way up, then you burn all the way down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we in the traffic and motherfuckers is on, a lot of those places too, if it was the first time you walked in there, they're gonna give you something free and usually be like an edible. And you know what I mean? Bro, them fucking them things is unforgivable. Like I feel like the edibles, because they can't make them that strong anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like legally you can't.
What up, Antonio?
Yeah, before you'd be like, you get everything was like 1,000 milligrams, bro. You get a fucking brownie, that motherfucker would be a thou wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get them. Remember Joey Diaz.
There's no portioning to it. Like no one tells you like what you should actually take. I mean, because that's the part where a lot of people are getting way too fucked up, like on edibles.
And then
if you're not trying to get fucked up,
growing up, the old school, like I remember homemade edibles, and you eat that motherfucker, it tastes like some tree. You know what I mean? But you do the job, and then you get into the age where it's like we used to go to this shop. It was on Haight Street in Frisco. And it was straight up a bakery. So only they sold tree there, but nobody went there for their tree. You know what I mean? You went there for their baked goods, and it was like if you get a legit cheesecake or birthday cake made, or they do everything. It was just shit delicious. You know what I mean? Because the dude was like a legit baker. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the banana nut breads was just like I remember my mom. She's like, what is it? She's like, the banana nut bread, it tastes a little weird. Like, how much did you eat of it? And she's like, I just took a bite. And I'm like, oh, okay. But she was still loaded off that bite, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Leave those around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the problem with edibles also is like you need it to be like less milligrams so you can like eat more of it if it's like gourmet food or something because you just want to like keep eating that shit.
Yeah, and like when I watch those like Bong Appetit and shit like that, I'm like, yo, you gotta be hella high, bro.
Nah, because like remember, like so with them, like they
Oh,
would
they're
throw.
not eating all the food though, huh?
Well, they are eating all the food, but it's like 10 milligrams here, 20 milligrams
Oh,
here.
okay, so
It's like,
see,
yeah.
come on, Brett. See, if we were cooking some dishes,
But
we're
it's
talking
like
about
a seven, but it's like a 7-course meal, so there is a lot, like that goes into it, like over time.
see,
But
and
like,
I'm good like that because you're putting in it like Godiva, is that what it's called? No, that's the real chocolate brand. Kaliba, I forget what the brand is called, but they used to make the 1,000 milligram brownies, and they used to make like the 100 milligram cookies. But now their cookies, they have cookies, but they're only 10 milligrams. You know what I mean?
Corova.
And yeah, you could just scarf those and and you can control it easily. You know what I mean? I love those. You know what I mean? But yeah, like with
well, so with this, you remember? So CBD actually does counteract like THC.
Yeah.
But if you're like, it's not like if you're smoking as much as us, there is no amount of CBD that like counteracts, us getting this high. But like they're throwing 10 milligrams in, 20 milligrams, and then they'll throw in, 10 milligrams of CBD or whatever, shit like that to where it supposedly takes you on a roller coaster.
If it wasn't so fucking expensive, I would consume some type of CBD in some way every day. You know what I mean? Like what is it called? They still got them. Like they're like CBD pills. They're like 1-a-days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, but it gets pricey. It's like 30. It's like $100 for like 30 pills. So it's like, okay, you know what I mean? So no, but it's like I would have my children take it for real. Like one day they're gonna have like, CBD for children, like just like in vitamins. You know what I mean? Like, we have cannabinoid receptors in our body for a reason. You know what I mean? And these are like CBD is like cancer fighting.
Yeah, even the tinctures, like I don't think it's not bad to give kids. I mean, because look at the Charlotte's Web. Like, I mean, that was something that cured a 4-year-old of like getting all those seizures, or 3-year-old.
Yeah, epilepsy.
Yeah, so like I mean that's what it is. I think it's just the stigma, like it's like weed, but it's not. It's
see, okay, like
it comes from a hemp. It comes from a hemp plant.
Motherfuckers get surgery and they're like, "Hey, wait a second, what is that? Lidocaine? There's cocaine there." Hey, no, it's not, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like when I don't know. People, like you said, it's a stigma. People don't understand science.
Yeah, and like I think what it was with Charlotte, I mean, this could have been her or it could have been another one that I heard about, but like where she had like 50 to 100 seizures a day or like some shit like that, like literally was like about to die from like having like all these seizures, and then takes the CBD tincture and then only has one seizure over the next 4 days. Like, you imagine that 50 to 100 seizures a day, every day. Like every day to like one seizure over 4 days.
You would have to be wearing like especially if you weren't just always at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like you would have to be wearing like a bodysuit or something, because it's not just about the seizures, but it's about the violentness of like throwing yourself to the ground or falling and hitting your head, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that shit is scary as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, there was like no quality of life. I don't think there was leaving the house that much because it was like she was having a seizure.
Yeah, you're not allowed to drive. Justin Fields, remember that's what fucked him up in the draft. It came out all of a sudden that he suffers from epilepsy, but he ain't never had like an episode since he was like a kid, and he's controlled by meds, and it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It would be a real thing to be like, let's go look at his film at the night games. You know what I mean? Because he worry about them lights for real. Like,
that's crazy.
Lights on them.
Office said herb helps adult epilepsy. True shit. Hell yeah, herb helps out a lot of stuff that I mean, especially that we know of, and there's a lot that I mean the people with the stigmas I think are even starting to come off of it, because like it's crazy. Even my mom had like a stigma against weed for like the longest time, but my sister used to get like sick like a lot. Like I don't know what was wrong with her. But she would just get sick and she couldn't eat, and like was going to the doctors and they couldn't find nothing and all this. And like her actually like smoking weed was one of the things that like helped her eat, helped her feel better in like short spurts of time. And like,
oh wow,
and like taking pills was making her throw up more and shit like that. So like
There, what's it called? I remember, like I said, we used to go to like the legit, like the legit medical dispensaries, and like I remember I was in line, and there's an old lady, and she's like, "You don't have any more of the purple Urkel?" Like, I'm sorry, ma'am. And she's, "When it helps with my appetite." And I was just like thinking, like, damn, poor old lady. And I walk up there, so you really ain't got no. I walk up there like, "Yeah, you ain't got no more Urkel."
I guess that's one of the things where weed needs to like step it up, you know, because with the different cannabinoids, like PD's one of the ones putting me up on game on like all the different cannabinoids, you know, that's like some gives you an appetite, depresses you.
Yeah, like the Durban poison. It's a sativa, and it works in reverse. It actually like suppresses your hunger.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I was like, wow. I mean,
like a lot of
has was lacing us up on that shit.
Yeah,
because whatever cannabinoid that it highlights, like most indicas, they, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna lower your lower your salt and sugar levels to get hungry. You know what I mean? Like it's just. It is what it is, you know what I mean? That shit actually helped people. Like that old lady was frail, bro. I'll never forget that shit. I'm like, yo, she might die if she don't eat, bro.
Damn it.
You know what I mean? You never think about that, right? Because there's just some stoners, bro. Like, yo, you know what? Give me what the old bitches having.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And, a lot of times I'm smoking for recreation, but I'll tell you, man, there's some times where like I'm stressed the fuck out. Maybe anxiety is going through the roof, you know, whatever. That's the time when it's for medical purposes. You know,
I had a song called "Reason to Smoke," but the song is I don't have a reason to. I don't need a reason to smoke. You know what I mean? Because but then I follow with, but I got hella reasons I smoke. You know what I mean? Just life, B.
Jarvis said, I wonder what the hotel process is for cleaning the room suites when they have the VIP hella smoking weed in the rooms and they're stinking. But that's the thing. Like, I mean, I guess it's like if you're not smoking a bunch of blunts.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Okay, when you don't see them, you don't think about it. But like, so we had this penthouse at Planet Hollywood. And me and my mans were the last one there, and we're dipping, and then we're like in the lobby. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot the pre-rolls like that we had left. They're in like the little safe, you know what I mean, in the room. So we run right back up there, cause you know what I'm saying. And as soon as we left, you know, you put the thing on the door. So when we get in there, they're already cleaning. But it's just funny because like the bitch, she's on we had this big old glass table. She's over there spraying it, cleaning it, cause that shit is just powder. You know what I mean? Powder and ash everywhere, fucking. And they're like, "Oh, don't mind us. I just forgot something." But you know what I mean? There's a look on her face, though. You know what I mean? Because you're probably desensitized to it, though, in Vegas. I mean, okay, I had this homegirl. We were all in Vegas, like a bachelorette type of shit, which is really whack, by the way. But and then the homegirl, she had a fucking her room had a stench. And then so they, you know, they're like, yo, can we switch the rooms? Like this shit just stinks. Like, and then they went in there and then, you know, first they wouldn't give her a room. They're like, oh, let's, you know, we'll come in there and do like a deep clean or something, like, you know, just, you know, while you're gone. And then she comes back and they're like, oh yeah, they found a dead hooker under the bed. Like, you know what I mean? Like oh, that was the smell. Yeah. You know, it's Vegas, bro.
Peacock said, my nephew's autistic. He gets really worked up and scared sometimes. My bro-in-law is a big cannabis guy. Started giving him a gummy to calm down, work like a charm to the point where it doesn't happen.
Because he's high, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, real shit, though.
No, I'm assuming it's a CBD gummy. I mean, I could be wrong, but we were talking about CBD.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, think about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we're all on some type of frequency, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need something to tone it down and tune it a little bit, you know what I mean?
And Dennis said, dude, medical marijuana helped my daughter in so many ways. It's an amazing medicine. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And, especially for those who really need it, like, and not being afraid to try the alternative, you know, medicine. Even though it's this type of medicine, that has existed for way longer than these prescription type shits.
Hey, bro, the Native Americans, bro, they you know what I'm saying, the indigenous people, whatever they prefer to be called these days. You know what I'm saying? They had it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I said it is CBD's 13. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's Texas, so no matter what, it's illegal. You know what I mean? He could have been of age. You know what I mean?
I don't think
isn't that crazy? It's like, that's still America. It still trips me out.
CBD's legal.
Oh, okay. I'm not even. Okay, I'm tripping. Oh, that's hard. Should I be eating CBDs all day? You know what I mean? Just gomping them. It is funny though when you're out here, like it'll be like a 7-Eleven or something, you see like the CBD like pills, like over the counter shit. Like, what the fuck? It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's also like, what's crazy too is like, man, ain't they pulling a lot of CBDs from like hemp too? It's not just cannabis, like, you know what I mean? Cannabis.
No, I mean, most CBD is pulled from hemp plants.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the hemp plants, I mean, they don't grow. They just don't grow any of the buds. Like, I mean, it's it's just the CBD shit. It's not, there's no THC. That's
who's the dude? Ford? Is it Henry Ford? Gerald Ford?
One of them,
man. Whoever made the cars, right?
Henry Ford was the car guy.
The initial bumpers were made of hemp, bruh. And he's going at it with a big mallet, like early films, like, you know, where you got to fucking crank that shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's footage of him like hitting the fucking bumper, and you know what I'm saying. And like it looked like ugly, right? But like, and see this would have been the industry, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
damn near indestructible, fucking, very cheap and light, and you know what I mean, like,
yeah.
And then, you could go, and then because of the fucking. What is it called? They Schedule 1'd it because they're trying to. They didn't like the fact that like it's about to destroy the newspaper business, because now like this is gonna be like a cheaper, more abundant like source of paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
They're about, the oils could also, for kerosene, and they're about to take all that out the game.
Yeah.
Rockefeller was like, fuck that.
Yeah, you have to have a shitload of space for hemp, because it's not. It's the exact opposite of marijuana plants, where like you could do a lot of damage with like one plant. Exact opposite for hemp. You need to grow a shitload of it. But a natural resource, like, I mean,
while we had that bitch outlawed, you know what I'm saying? There's places like China that had like reserved like 1 million acres just for hemp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying, just so they could dominate some type of market. You know what I mean?
And Peacock said down there, yes, new CBD, because CBD is legal, I'm pretty sure, in all 50 states. He said, and so is Delta 8. Okay, and I think Delta 8 is legal in like every state as well.
Yeah, so you could go and buy this. I mean, I guess that makes it cool though, huh? The fact that you could have Delta 8, because then it's like you could just smoke weed, and if the cop looks at you like, it might be Delta 8, or it's Delta 8.
Yeah, it's just like, in the Chappelle show, it's a dweeds, man.
I forgot about that shit. They were smoking spice, bro.
Oh man. Well, the Jamaicans were smoking the real shit.
Real weed, yeah. The ganja.
Yeah, but that's that's what Delta 8 is, right? That's why it's legal.
Basically.
So little in THC that it's like I don't know. I'll never smoke it, but it's like you're barely getting high, right?
But imagine like if you didn't get high ever, like you'd probably be like, you get a head change.
Yeah, I guess you have to. If you're used to smoking nothing, that'll give you.
No, officer. Delta 8. No need to investigate no further.
Oh man, that shit's funny. And Peacock said, I think Delta 9 just hits the little shops around here. Yeah, so Delta 9 is like a little bit
so it's like
it's 1% higher, right? Because Delta 8 is like 8%.
It's the 7-minute abs. It's like, you heard of the 8-minute abs?
Yeah.
7 minutes.
Yeah, Depot said it right there. I'm not going to give myself cancer inhaling smoke for not herb. Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I mean, we have no reason to fuck with it, but I
It's
like
funny
when I went.
because I picked up cigarettes in quarantine. I picked them back up, and then like I had just recently kicked those motherfuckers. It's been like since the day after. I think Super Bowl was my last cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny too because I knew I was done because it was just like so gross. Like they stopped selling, they outlawed menthols in California. Like back in it went in effect in like January. So then it was like, and it was only in my city. So I would go, and my studio was in the neighboring city. You know what I'm saying? Because I happen to live like on the border. So you know what I mean? So I'd be like, hell yeah. And every time I go to the studio, I go buy like fucking couple packs of Newports. You know what I mean? And then it went in full effect, like mid-January. You know what I'm saying? No menthols at all. Like just, and then it's just like I'm smoking this nasty ass cigarette. Like, man, what the fuck is this?
Man,
now I'm all pretentious. Like when I see other people smoking, like, ugh, gross. I'm like,
that Delta 8 is wild because we went down to Florida a couple years ago. That's when I was all fucked up and in the hospital for like a week. And so we brought weed down there with us, and but we go into the smoke shop, to go get like a dab rig or something.
Yeah.
And I see the weed. There's like huge ass jars of weed, and I was like, "What is that?" And they're like Delta 8, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Then I see someone come in, it's like get an ounce for like $60 or some shit like that.
Good for them. I'm serious though, man, because like, man, it's like I couldn't imagine like the things I'd have to go through to get treat. Like it will always dictate whether I'm gonna go somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'd be like, oh, we're going to Hawaii, cool. Bring a zip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? Like, oh, we're going to Texas. Shit. Bring quarter pound. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to look for weed and shit.
Yeah, that's one thing that sucks. Having to do that.
It's never enough.
Short trips. That's what it's all about. Just short trips.
Yeah, I guess. And then that's the thing too, though, right? Like, it's like if we're out, like in Hawaii, whenever we're in Hawaii, I'm able to stay with a joint and a drink in my hand. You know what I mean? It's like wherever the fuck we're at. It's Hawaii. You know what I mean? Vegas, same thing. You know what I mean? I can't wait till Vegas, man.
It's gonna be fun. This shit is gonna be fun. Yeah, I cannot wait.
Yeah, that shit's gonna. Damn, I don't know who. I gotta think who I'm about to take right here too. In the 23.
Yeah, and if anybody sees me on the clock anywhere, make sure you let me know. Appreciate you.
Fucking QBs. Fucking QBs. Damn, there's some guys out there still. I might have to go with the Corky one here, bro.
Oh.
I think I might have to do it. 4th round Corky one.
Office said looking into a bus, driving, and a plane from Reno to Vegas. Nice. Yeah, especially just on the other side of.
Where's it coming from?
I didn't realize how far Reno is from Vegas because I've gone to Reno maybe one time in my life. I think when my cousin lived up there or something.
Yep.
We took like
it's way up there. I'm where I'm at. I'm about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, so it's an 8-hour drive, same state. Like, yeah, that's some California shit. Like right there.
Yeah, I mean, shit, it's all the way north.
Yeah.
And fucking, even I remember I was in Maricopa, Arizona.
I just texted Street Soldiers, Derek, right now to let him know. Peacock, remember Salvia? Yeah, I never fucked with it.
Which one? The Salvias?
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, me neither. You know what's funny is like I watched a bunch of people do it though, and then you know what I'm saying. They didn't make me want to do it. You know what I mean? Then the DMT. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, like okay, man, dumbass, fucking what's his name? Tyrant. I remember when we first was rocking with that fool. He's like, hey, this is when I found out that that's not his voice because he calls me. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, hey, bro, I wanted to ask you about DMT. I'm like, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, he does that voice. Okay. But anyways, he was like, oh, and I was describing it. He's like, oh, it's like salvia. I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, salvia. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. Like, it's not DMT. Like, you know what I mean? Like, by definition. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's no. Mm-mm.
And
but he was swearing. He was like, I can just get DMT. He's like, that's easy. He's like, I can get that experience from salvia. I'm like, no, you can't. I mean, like, don't disrespect the DMster like that.
I wonder how much the bus rides are, and I'm curious how much the plane rides are. Yes, I'm curious.
Okay, look at this Steamboat. He was telling everybody, man, he's like, we all fly Frontier. He's like, it's $70 round trip. That's from San Ho to goddamn Vegas.
That's nothing.
It's nothing
each way.
and then people in the chat like, oh, it's some small ass.
So you know what it is though? It's 35 each way, but you only can carry on a backpack.
It's all good.
Yeah, so I mean, they get you.
Hello,
with,
men.
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, there's still people who.
I need my wardrobe. I'm like, bro. You know what's funny about Vegas is like, I'll probably like the last time we went, I was like, damn, I'm only gonna be one pair of shoes, and I just bring everything that matches this pair of shoes. You know what I mean? Because that's the only reason why I usually gotta have like an extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm bringing like some shoes and shit, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wear these red shoes.
Yeah.
Everything I'm gonna wear is red.
See, a little different on the East Coast. Derek said he found one on Frontier round trip, $268.
But that's still cheap for Vegas. You know what I mean? See,
back in the
days,
for a round trip, usually, it's usually more.
Okay, like I remember when Virgin Airlines they used to always have the Vegas deals coming from the Bay. So it'd be like a $90 one way. And then and then I would just book the other one way back whenever I'm coming back because they would have round the clock, flights. You know what I mean?
Peacock said I need 4 pairs of sneakers. See,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, carrying on a backpack. But see but here's the thing: we're flying from Cali, so it's like,
oh yeah, it's hella close.
That motherfucker is quick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean that's why when I fly,
damn near takes as long. Our flight takes as long as like getting the bag and getting to the other side of the airport. Because when you're coming from the thing, you got to get on that little train thing half the time, right? Go to the other side and get in the thing, get to the hotel or get to the mansion. Or all that takes the same amount of time as us getting on that plane and flying here.
Well, when I go to Riverside, we fly into to Ontario. And like, man, I found $20, just one-way flights there. And I mean, that's way better than just having to drive, even though it's as much waiting around that if I like drove, just started driving south.
Come on, bro, we're there. Fuck that. You only got one kid too. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Oh man, when's the last time we flew?
Yeah, Office said bus is like 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
So
just went to Diego.
We're like 250. That's crazy.
Yeah, we just went to Diego. That's right. We went to what was that in November? It was whenever the Cowboys got spanked by the fucking Jags.
Eric will remember.
Yeah,
well, he said it's cheap for Vegas here because it's like 600 everywhere else. Yeah, exactly. Because there's so many flights that are coming to and from Vegas, like all the time.
My dad, he does a lot of business in Vegas, and he will always say it's the truest West Coast, the true West Coast international city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you got LA and you got Frisco and shit like that, and like, yeah, it's international cities, but like Vegas, bro, the whole world goes there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole fucking world goes there. Like, it's crazy because it's always thriving. You know what I mean? And like the street scene is, you know what I mean? Like you just walk in, and everywhere you go, there's gonna be somebody like slinging something, bro. You go on them sky bridges, and this motherfucker's slinging waters, and you know what I mean. And then on the other side of the bridges, motherfuckers selling bags. You walk by there, Tony, Molly. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. A lot of that's changed because, like, I think the tickets got a lot more expensive, like, or something. But you don't see it like as much anymore.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
I mean, because even when we were out there, it was
People
November.
still gotta get out there and eat, so they're gonna do it, regardless. But it's like how often are they doing it? Are they doing it as long? And
Yeah, because the motherfuckers that used to be out there slinging them waters be just like legit waters.
Marty, yeah,
A
literally
dollar,
just bottle of waters,
a
yeah.
dollar a dollar a bottle, and they out there with a cool.
Bogey in the Matrix, and yeah, Derek said, "Fuck T-Law." And Office said, I fly in and sleep on the bus back. Okay, try to keep my lady happy. There you go. There you go. And Peacock said, I flew in with my kids to Florida last year and they did pretty good on the trip. Yeah, I mean, Noble, he does good. I mean, well, if he has the iPad, or something, but it's always been short flights. That's the only place that, well, I guess that we've flown like recently is going to SoCal. And that's just like a hella short flight. Like, man, I mean, I feel like it takes longer to ascend and descend than it does to actually like be in the air. But yeah, it's crazy like how much cheaper it is doing that than renting a car. Because like renting the car, like shit. Especially if you're going like there and back, and then you got to keep it like for however long you're down there. Yeah, because there pretty much we would just fly down, and then we would take an Uber to like my cousin's house, and then that's it. And then he has the car like from there, so we're just using that car if we need to. Yeah, Derek said I don't care to rent cars. I just Uber. Yeah, like I mean, the times when we would rent the cars, like we rented the car to go to Disneyland because it was just cheaper than flying. Flights were hella expensive, and then it's not even that close to the actual
Yeah,
park.
I mean, because the thing that sucks is like LA. I mean, if you're gonna fly to LA, like you gotta go like on off days where it's cheaper. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying, like flying in on a Friday, that shit is not cheap.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Fuck, you gotta go on like a Thursday night. Somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we always do night flights. I don't give a fuck if it's not even the red eyes, just anything at night, just so the little ones are asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy because last time we went, there's this dude, he was behind us, bruh, and I felt bad for the broad sitting next to him and shit because this dude was just like sneezing and coughing and like, you know what I mean? I'm over here like I got my whole hoodie sweater just over my kids and shit because they're in front of him, and then my kids got sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like they got sick for real, and then I got it. And it was
got
just like,
a little bit sick after this shit. After Disneyland, keeps touching his face and touching the ground, all types of shit.
Yeah, you got it. You know what I mean? That's funny because
as a listen.
My son, he got the OCD. Like he won't touch nothing. Like we tell him, but it's kind of crazy because that was the world he was born into. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he was one of the quarantine. He grew up in quarantine. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah.
Like before he wouldn't want to go out without his mask. You know what I mean?
Oh damn.
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, my mask, or like it'd be coming off, and he's like, you know what I mean? He's like, I'm giving a piggyback ride. And he's like, oh, he starts panicking. I'm like, oh, relax. Just gonna lift it up. You know what I mean?
And Derek, you ain't lying. He said, but you have to check Uber and Lyft because sometimes one is mad cheaper than the other. Yeah, everywhere that I've been using, it's always been Lyft has been way cheaper than Uber. So yeah, it's mostly been Lyft that we've been fucking with. But yeah, I always check both. Yeah, you definitely got to check both. And Chaotic said you can get tons of points with your Chase Sapphire card using Lyft or Uber. I like it. It's all about getting those points and the cash back.
Right? Give me money.
Hell yeah. And and Marty said, Bogey, you're on the clock in 23, but I see you.
I know. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to take, all right? It's a very difficult decision. Oh, God damn it.
Who's it going to be?
Give me the quirky one. Give it to me. Just pull the band-aid off.
Here we go.
Give me that quirky son of a bitch. Corky Kirk and motherfucking Hurts.
Locked
Ooh,
in.
Corky Hurts.
Magoobs is on the clock now in the 23.
I don't know what Magoobs is gonna do, but I bet you it's crazy. Yeah, right? Magoobs, I like his brand of crazy.
Yeah, he's gone Josh Allen, Bijan, and Gibbs.
See, I love his brand of crazy. And look how fun is it being crazy, right?
Way
Well,
better.
I bet you he snaps off another running back too. He's gonna be like, fuck it, go crazy.
Way better than being conventional, that's for sure.
It's a lot more fun.
Yeah. Like I like getting Joe Burrow to Waddle in London. I don't think I have any other teams that
You're a savage because I mean, you got the two to fall all the way to the second. So it's like, you know what I mean? Otherwise, I bet you wouldn't want Kelsey if you saw other people like the Q. Because think about that, Tua probably would have fell even further.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? I mean, well, maybe not that much further, but
yeah. And if it wasn't because of the third round reversal, I probably don't pick a QB right there. But I was nervous, I didn't have to either. If you look at it, because only two QBs go after I take Tua right there.
Mm-hmm.
Could Tua have lasted? I guess I'd rather have Waddle than Kelsey.
And
with my third rounder.
Here's why I mean I knew you know how I am when I'm like, oh, I'm probably gonna take so and so here. I'm gonna take that guy. I was sitting there thinking like why I take Corky Kirk, because he's gonna compete for me immediately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't really care about his age at all. Like I got another couple of years out of him. They didn't even draft nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're gonna extend the Mattress King, bro. You know what I mean? Watch.
Yeah.
That shit, especially if he gets him a playoff win. But then they give him 5 primetime games.
So we'll see what happens, but I feel like the wide receivers always go hella heavy in the 4th and 5th round in these dynasties, and more wide receivers than running backs already off the board. So we'll see what everybody does. We've had some curveballs thrown, but I like getting Waddle in London with my 2 picks there and having them as the wide receivers for me of the now and the future.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Burrow, it was him or Josh Allen. It was crazy, and you passed up on Josh Allen.
I got a lot of Josh Allen. I have 0 Jalen Hurts, so I just wanted to have fun.
Yeah,
because like in a redraft, I would take Hurts. Right?
Yeah.
There's no question. I just because he has more weapons, I want to. You know what I mean? See, and that's the thing with Josh Allen too is like Kincaid could be like, instead of him rushing in all these touchdowns, he could have a layup guy, and you know what I mean. That's still a passing touchdown, but just this giant target like that guy could have like double digit. We've already seen the likes of like Dawson Knox have double digit touchdowns in that offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Knox, he's clearly gonna take a back seat. You know what I mean? Like, even I don't care if they paid him or not. He's just the talent is there more so in the blocking for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Knox is being paid to block. Let's see how smart
exactly.
If they just use Kincaid as a passing weapon.
And you know what I hate is that they're saying it, because then I hate it because they never do what they say. You know what I mean? They're like, we want him to be he's more like a slot receiver. Okay, cool. Because I would love that, because if you think about it, Josh Allen, his offensive line has never been the greatest. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you look over the years, like, he always would go to the slot as his hot read. You know what I'm saying? Remember Cole Beasley, like in games where they're playing like a defense with crazy pass rush. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get that ball quick, and it was boom. To be a Cole Beasley game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, then they try to bring in Jamison Crowder to do that shit, but he never could stay healthy. They draft James Cook to kind of play that role. They even say, "Oh, put him in the slot." They didn't really do that either. But like, now this is another version of that. But this guy's a giant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this guy's a fucking giant.
Hell yeah.
You know what's crazy is that it was It was Sean McDermott, right? He was the defensive coordinator in Carolina all those years with Cam Newton, right? And then he gets his gig with Buffalo, and they draft the white Cam Newton, right? With Josh Allen. I mean, Josh, you can't even call him the white Cam Newton now because he's better than Cam Newton as a passer. But in his early on in his career, very comparable to Cam Newton, right? And what did they do at first? They got with Cam Newton. They got him some big ass targets, right? Fucking Kelvin Benjamin, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even at one point, they actually brought in Kelvin Benjamin to Buffalo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Then they were like, okay, now that his passing's getting better, we can give him smaller targets now. You know what I'm saying? Like how they got DJ Moore and CMC for Cam Newton. They went and got fucking was it Cole Beasley, and then they brought in John Brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're starting to see it. Then they find when they bring in like an actual legit receiver, and we're like, oh shit, Josh Allen's a guy. You know what I mean? They bring in Diggs, like, you know what I mean? You know what was crazy was when Cam Newton had his best year when without Kevin Benjamin. Remember that? That was the MVP year. Because before that, it was like, Kevin Benjamin his freshman year was awesome. And he did not follow it up well. Tears the ACL, right? Early on, I think it was week 1. Kelvin Benjamin, bro.
So we got a brand new guy in the Dynasty 24. We got Bernie Mac just joined, so we got 5 more spots available in the 24. So the peeps are in this one. I'm in this one. Tim My World is in it. Jason J for AU is in it. Alan is in it. Crispy's in it. Greg is the new guy who's in it, and then Bernie Mac is in it as well. So we got 5 more spots, 135 buy-in, and should be starting within 2 weeks. And Clock's in the house. What up, Clock?
Top of the morning, my man Clock. I should shoot Clock the link every morning. He might be able to pop in on his drive up to work or something.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
And Office said, is there any consensus on the 49ers week 1 starting QB? Is Darnold higher than Lance if Purdy is out?
No. If Purdy's out, it's Lance. You know what I mean? Lance is going to – listen, if you have Sam Darnold, then you have any other QB, that other QB is always going to be better to me, in my opinion. You know what I mean? If you ask me, is Sam Darnold going to start over Lance? I'd say fuck no. You know what I mean? And if Brock is healthy, it's his job. You know what I mean? It's his job to lose. I'm stand by that. When you win playoff games, they don't sit you down, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. And if say he's not ready, but he'll eventually be ready. Like say it's Lance until Brock's fully healthy, right? Lance better be racking up some wins and look good, because then they'll be, as soon as Brock is ready, they'll be all right, Brock, get in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to take it from this kid. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the kid don't lose it, because I like winning. You know what I'm saying? I think what Trey could be is everybody knows what his ceiling could be. Mobile QB, big arm in that Shanahan's offense. Right, he'll be a part of the run game. You know what I'm saying? Like we it would be awesome. But the reality is also too, we're a really good team on both sides of the ball. So like, it's detrimental in fantasy in that aspect. You know what I mean? For winning these games, controlled. Like, I mean, outside of CMC, I think everybody's kind of volatile. You know what I mean?
Clock says Nathan Peterman or Sam Darnold.
Nathan Peterman, come on. You feel me? Hey, no one's disputing Nathan Peterman as the number 2 behind Justin Fields. You know what I mean?
Oh man, Jarvis, you're a savage. What's the age when you go? What's the age when you are going to a water park and amusement park that goes from being creepy to okay? Asking for my uncle on parole.
I mean, like if you're not in there with a child, you feel me? It's just weird. Period.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Unless you're like with like a group of like other grown dudes, then it's just at least you're collectively weird. You know what I mean?
I guess it depends because if you're with a lady who likes going to Disneyland, that's a little bit different, like as well, right?
Yeah, come on.
I guess it depends on how old you
Okay,
are.
listen. If you're an adult, if you're a couple, it's fine. It's normal.
Yeah.
Okay? Or if you're one of them Star Wars dudes that dresses up like a Jedi and goes there and just poses and does shit, that's fine. You know what I mean? Grown men do that, right? But you can't go to the water park and you're in there in the line with the other kids waiting around the slide and shit. You know what I mean?
Dude, you know what? I did not know how much of a phenomenon these Disney pins are. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Like there's people who go there just to sit outside the pin shop to like trade pins.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Remember when the vinyls were hella big?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, same thing.
That's just wild.
Yeah, I remember Candlestick was like he was into that shit deep. They would go all like they were like season ticket having motherfuckers or year pass or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
So they were just there all the time, but they would go because they would have certain vinyl releases. You know what I mean?
Wild.
Right? I'm like, damn, how much? I'm like, I understand. You know, the motherfuckers got the season pass, but it's still that's a bag to go to Disneyland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're spending a bag every time for sure. And then they're buying, you know, and then the vinyls are not cheap. They're buying up a gang of them too. So there's that. You know what I mean? But I mean, when you're a collector, that's what I mean. Those are things. It's all part of it, right?
For sure.
We used to go out the way. We used to go all the way out the way. Comics and shit, cards and shit when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Speaking of cards, don't forget about the box break. This week, we're doing 4 of the Panini Prisms. Let's see, all the teams are $10. And we got the Cardinals, Panthers, Bears, Browns, Texans, Rams, Patriots, Giants, and the Titans that are still available. So we got a couple more. That's going down on Wednesday like normal. But yeah, like with the Legos, shit is tough, man. Because like trying to collect them all, and it's impossible. And you got to know the right ones to like. It's crazy. All the ones that really like make the money back are the like $15 to $20 ones. And there's a whole bunch of like cheap Star Wars ones you can get that got like multiple stormtroopers or what are some of the other guys. Some of the other lame non-stormtrooper guys, but all the little minifigs, that's what people are really on the lookout for like crazy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
Yeah, but those pins there, that's a crazy that's a whole ass other thing for real though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Randomly because yeah, I guess that's pretty closely related to the Lego stuff on TikTok because like I always get it's always on the For You like
that's the algorithm you worked your way into.
And I think because I was looking at Disneyland shit like as well. But there's like all these people who they're going to Disneyland so they could do the pin fucking unboxings, just showing off what they got because it's all like random. Well, the mystery,
they're mystery boxes
or whatever.
Isn't that funny that this is the day and age we live in?
Yeah,
I done bought so many mystery bags and boxes and mystery eggs and fucking. I done bought a gang of them for the girls.
And Office said, "What's the box break game?" So this is if you're talking about this, the box breaks for the NFL cards. So we're gonna open 4 of those boxes that are at the top there, and then whatever team you pay for, you get all the cards that come with for that team. That's what it's all about. Yeah, it's fun. We do it every Wednesday at 5 West Coast time. Yeah, Clock said I got the Lego globe for my wife. That's a dope one because that one, like, once you finish it, that's like cool just to like be in the living room or something somewhere, just like a cool like art piece almost.
That'd be like, boom, Lake Titicaca. Right there. It's right there on the globe. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
Yeah, I got recently I got the typewriter, and you can't like put ink in there or anything, but like all the buttons and everything function, and like, I mean,
Does
that's
it go?
yeah. So I mean, you have to hit the things, and it'll like, you know, there's no ink, so it's not like it can type, but it'll do the motions of everything. And even like the fucking they got a what's it called, like a big ass piano. I forget like what the brand of the piano, but like all the buttons actually work and shit, and it's a little like miniature like size one, but like all the buttons and everything work too. Shit's wild.
Cool. Is it
Yeah.
like is it a mini grand piano?
Yeah.
Sick.
There you go. Exactly.
So it opens on the top too.
Yep. And you see all the fucking everything.
Sick. See, that's the stoner in that room. They're in that Lego room, and they're like kicking ideas around. You go, hey, bro, let's make objects, bro. Like regular shit, bro. Like what? Like a fucking globe. And then a typewriter. Yeah.
I got
grand piano, bro. You know what I mean? Write these down. Write these down.
I got the Fender, and it's comes with a big ass speaker, like as well.
See, someone jumps up. Oh, we can do a Stratocaster. Yeah. And another guy. Yeah, and we put an amp on it. Ooh, yeah, write that down. We're gonna make the big bucks.
Man,
fucking brilliant idea.
Derek said I learned in high school in my my keyboarding class off a typewriter, and all our tests were off a typewriter. Damn, he said I don't even have
bro, you hella old.
Yeah, he said can do 37 words a minute. Damn,
that's a lot, bro.
I used to be able to type a lot without looking at it, but I still would have to look down every now and again just to make sure my fingers were in the right spot.
I remember my dad had one of them old school typewriters at the crib back in the days. I seen him type on that shit too before.
Yeah.
Just like that shit. Oh, fuck up. Take the paper out, get some white out. Then you gotta put the thing in there. You gotta move it all the way to the fucking where you left off at. And you can't fuck up though, huh? You gotta be like, you gotta know what you about to say for real though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking it all the way back.
It's like, hold on. Order the pizza. Well, I remember my grandma had one of the phones. It was one of those fancy ones in the room where you're not, you know, the room with the couch with the plastic on it and shit. Yeah, and she had one of them fancy phones. It was like gold.
Yeah.
I don't think it was real gold, but it was like gold, and it was like all heavy duty. You know what I'm saying? That shit, it would always ring.
You had to do it with the
like,
one where you had to dial it and pull it around.
Yeah. You fucked the number up. Fuck. Damn it.
Because you're trying to go too fast and you just hit the wrong one.
Yeah. You'd be hella mad if there's hella 9s and 8s in the number.
Gotta wait for that shit to come all the way back.
Damn it. 9.
That shit is fucking funny. Kids today will never understand.
I remember my favorite ringtone when
okay, Derek said he just turned 40, so he said we're about the same age. So
yeah, we're the same age.
I wonder
I'm hella old, so I know you're old.
That was just how those teachers taught it then. Yeah, it's not, I mean, either way, it sound like
you know what though? There's an appreciation for it, right?
Yeah.
Like it was typing class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They teach you about the history of the fucking typewriter and all that shit. You're like, God damn it, her teaching me how to type, bitch. You feel me? Like, it's just like photographers, bro. Like, they're forever. Like, my girl, she loved, like, till this day, her dream is to have like a dark room You know what I'm saying? Because she loved to take pictures and develop in the old school way. Because she loved that. She took that class hella years. You know what I mean? In high school, and her shit won like awards or whatever. Like some of her photos and shit. It's kind of sad because one of the photos she won an award for was her homegirl that passed away and shit. It was her birthday the other day, and that was actually the picture she posted.
Damn.
Yeah, but it was like from, you know what I mean? Fucking, she was just dope with it. Like my girl takes dope ass pictures, and but then it changed the game to digital, right? Like so it's like, do they still have that class in high schools now? Like I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's because it was an art to it. You know what I'm saying? Like typing. You know what I mean? Like now you just. There is no typing class. Every kid they just grow up. I mean, maybe that's like in first grade now.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, there's still got to be some type.
It's like in first grade or something. I mean, kids is just growing up. Like my daughter's a type. Like they used to trip me out. I remember it was the iPads, but then they would have the fucking they bought those Bluetooth things.
Oh, the Bluetooth keyboard and shit.
Yeah, and that's how she learned. She's on Roblox. Just I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy.
Hell yeah. All right. Whoa. Let's get up out of here. We'll be back for FNT in a couple hours. And then I think we're going to get a mock draft going today. I don't know if we're going to get enough for a fast draft going today. So, yeah, we'll get a mock draft going. Noble's got karate class, so I may have to push that back like 30 or 45 minutes. But, yeah, we'll get down to biz, and we'll see you then. Peace out.
Peace.
Defense on me.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night. If they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm going to take every last one of you out. You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Here comes the